Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to finish off our Gnosis Beth series, where we are going to finish off kind of showing off Gnosis Beth and what she can really do. I want to show you some PvE that she's typically good for. So the first one is Amadeus. So Amadeus is really solid if you run a team like this. So base Dracon can kind of do this by herself. This is just a thrown together. I'm showing you how simple it is. This is a thrown together gear set that is like low quality stuff. I have my Roxy here with just crit rate focused gear, trying to get good crit chance. Beth with her souped up gear, and then even my Mava doesn't have that great of gear if you really look. Like, her speed is pretty slow in comparison, but I wanted to show you kind of how easy this is. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward process. So Amadeus is here. The way Amadeus works is that essentially fire, water, and earth go down, but we're bringing Roxy here for just her effect. When an enemy uses a non-attack skill, grants increased critical hit chance, so he gets crits, and inflicts a random debuff on the enemy after attacking. These debuffs ignore immunity buffs. So, but it doesn't say that it can't be cleansed, which is why we brought Mava. Prelude of Waning Crescent. When hit and does not take weakness gauge damage if the caster does not have a debuff. Recovers 3 weakness gauge upon scoring a critical hit on the enemy. Decreases damage taken from fire, water, and earth enemies, and increases damage taken from light and dark enemies. Symphony of the Night. Attacks all enemies, grant increased crit chance. Concerto of the Midnight Sun. Attacks all enemies. If the attack scores a crit, grants an extra turn. And then attacks an enemy after attacking, reduces the duration of buffs on the target by 1 turn. So he's a real annoyance. And I'm going to show you guys how we kind of do this. So the reason why we have these 3 here is because Dracon will drop curse debuffs, Maxi will drop shocked debuffs, and Beth will drop bleed debuffs. So we drop this. It's going to do a good amount of damage. And then the Eternal Bleeding plus her coming in. We didn't get another stack, unfortunately. This is probably going to be pretty decent. And then we can totally drop this. Boom. So he took a good bit of damage from... he just took a good bit of damage from those debuffs, if you look. And there's Mava clutching up, getting rid of those debuffs. Bam. Mava also gives us more opportunities to apply more debuffs, like that one. We kind of want Retribution's Dominion. We could always just hit him with 2 more stacks. But I want Retribution's Dominion. So, it's kind of what we're going for. And then, of course, we can also burst. The burst is really solid with this, because it's shock debuff, blood debuff. Didn't get a curse debuff. That's okay. Again, Maxi coming in, doing her thing. Mava doing her thing. Then we can do something with Beth again. 2 more stacks of Eternal Bleeding. Cursed plus Eternal Bleeding. just dropped him actual shit ton. Cleansing those debuffs once again. We're going to reduce his crit chance a little bit. And don't forget, he has 4 Harmony of Despairs, which means that essentially this is on a 4-turn cooldown, because Moonlit Nocturne used when a range ends and kills all enemies. He uses an ultimate after 4 turns. It's directly linked to his Harmony of Despairs. So, this should be fairly straightforward. I mean, it's a pretty easy boss once you kind of have the idea on how it works. Like that. He breaks. Now look at all those debuffs that we piled up on him. Look at all of those debuffs. We already have Retribution's Dominion, so we can drop her S1 that will detonate them all. Boom. She did 33k just now. And I don't even know if that was all of the stacks, but MVP of Beth, 97k versus everyone else. Again, it is a very it's a little unbalanced because not everybody is up to snuff with gear. She's kind of the only one that is. But this boss does not do a lot of damage. He just has a really bullshit win condition of I just get to instant kill you, which is the main problem with the boss. He is probably the closest thing to a DPS check that this game really has. He's probably the most DPS check heavy boss of all of them, in my opinion, other than maybe Chimera. Chimera is pretty bad. Chimera is pretty bad, actually, now that I think about it. Chimera kind of is a DPS check. Let's get a curse debuff on him. We're going to try to stack up these debuffs as much as possible. Once again, I mean, that's just kind of the strategy, is slumming him with as many debuffs as you possibly can. I mean, he's already at 34. We already enraged him. So, we're going to burst him now. Mainly because I want to. That's kind of really it. I just want to. As long as he has debuffs, we can do weakness gauge damage. It's only when we don't have debuffs on him do we not do weakness gauge damage. This should actually do 2. Yep. I want to reduce his critical hit chance again. Just because I really don't want him critting us. Him critting is how we end up in a lot of problems. So, as long as we continue to shut him down from critting, we'll be alright. And he's about to take a shit ton of damage. Oh, damn, he got a crit. Which means he gets an extra turn, I think, with that move. Yeah, that just tickles a little bit. But we get to drop one of these again. Get those stacks up on him. Hit him with that. Maybe get another curse debuff on him. Nope, okay. We should break him this... Oh, no, we won't. We'll break him the next hit, though. There we go. Cool. I want to know the turn order. So we definitely actually want to burst with Maeva, because we're going to use Beth to blow it all up. We're going to blow up all the eternal bleeding stacks. I'm curious to see how much damage that's going to do when we blow them all up. Alright, he's at 15 health bars. Leave me a comment down below telling me how many health bars you think the boss is going to be left at when I drop this move. And then after you see, reply to that comment, let me know if you were correct. I'll give you a couple seconds. Alright, it's probably long enough. If you don't have enough time, just pause. I'm impatient, I want to know too. He's dropped down to 4. So if you guessed 4, you would be correct. So that is 11 health bars she was able to just delete at stage 11. Mind you, I have not cleared these before. See? I'm wondering if I can clear the next one. I am wondering if I can clear the next one. Alright. So the plan is essentially the same. She got increased effectiveness. That's really nice. We're just going to kind of hope that this works out. We need a debuff on him soonish, which is kind of the whole point of having the effectiveness bump, is that it guarantees that we get a debuff at least. So then we can start breaking them down. Excuse me. I love the menacing music they used for him. I think it was a very good touch. Twin Tornado. Okay, unfortunately nothing there. This definitely drops a curse stack though. Perfect. This is going to be another combo that we might be able to get some more debuffs on. It was not. So we're going to hit him with this anyway. Gonna hit him with this. Clap, clap. Ouch. See, we are in a pretty bad spot health-wise. And that's kind of why we brought Mava. Is because we get the revive buff. And it still counts as an attack skill, so it doesn't proc his thing that says that if you don't use an attack skill, bad things happen. So I don't want to use the burst, or the burst. I will do this, however, because I do want to lower his crit chance. Nice. I don't want to blow up the debuffs yet either. I just want to slap 2 of them on him. And then we get to do this again and heal up everybody again. And once again, everyone has the revive buff. Other than Base Dracon now, which is a little annoying. But he enrages, so that triggers that. So we can drop this again. And then, now that that's done, see although we have all the buffs, we can actually just increase that duration. So we can do this. And we can definitely attach some of that. We definitely want to burst here. And then hit him with kind of everything. Beautiful. And then hit him with this again. We're close to breaking him, which is what we want to be at. We want to definitely be at a breaking point. We're going to hit him with this because it's fun. Wow, that didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it was. I'm debating nuking all of his debuffs. The problem is he's got a good amount. And we can nuke them next turn, still. We can nuke them pretty hard next turn and he takes this damage. Damn, he got a crit again. At least it wasn't the one that lets him go again, which is nice. But we need these debuffs gone. Because we can't do any damage to him unless we have the debuffs gone. I think that's how that works. No, I forgot. She just doesn't do any weakness gauge damage. Or she does very reduced weakness gauge damage. And here we go. Boom, pow. And he is still at 19 bars somehow. I don't even know. I think we did so much damage the game bugged. But we gotta break him here, which we should do. Perfect. Gives us another opportunity to lay on these debuffs. This was a little close. It was a little bit closer than I would have liked it to be, if I'm being honest. But it wasn't too bad. I'm not saying that we win automatically. I'm just saying it's definitely going to be a little close, because we are going to be trying to slap on realistically as many debuffs as possible. Let's slap it on there too. Ooh, actually, let's do this. Yeah, I like this idea. Because we get more blood, we get more bleeding stacks. And we're about to tip him over into next range. Into an instant rage. There it is. And now he's at 9 bars. He does some debuffs. We cleanse them. And now he's got 3 stacks. Let's blow him up. We have increased effectiveness right now, by the way. Bam! He's down to 1 bar. Bye-bye. Never. I take it back. I take back the bye-bye. Bye-bye. I take it back. I take back the bye-bye. And once again, Beth MVP. I only did it with 2 because I did do it a little bit longer than I probably should have. But I mean, look at her damage. 175k versus everybody else. Kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. It's pretty good, in my opinion. So she's really good against him. And then the current joint battle. The current joint battle, you kind of run the same team, except you run more this. And there's a reason why you run it like this. Base Beth also applies some debuffs. And fixed damage. How we kind of kill him is we kind of kill him via... We kill Knight of Hope Medios with fixed damage. So like this. We do damage with those blood stacks. That's realistically what we're going to get most of our damage from, are those blood stacks. But we can still apply like shock debuffs. I'm hoping for bleeding here. No bleeding, that's fine. Bam. He takes some more damage. We have increased effectiveness. We're about to break him here. We're going to break him here in the next little bit. He gets 2 of those. We slap him with that. He takes some damage. He punches Beth in the face. Oh boy. So we did a little bit less damage than we needed to. We needed to do 1 more weakness gauge point of damage in order to break him just now. Which is just, it's probably a miscalculation on my part. There was probably something there's a skill probably needs to be upgraded once. And that goes exactly my way. However, he still has that many debuffs. And have some more. And then just because it wasn't enough, all of those are now longer. Look at all those bleeding stacks. I love the fact that she can just stack up these bleeding stacks like this, and then she just gets to go. You die. Like, he's dead, right? Yeah. 157,000 damage just there with that one setup. Just casually dropping the 157k. You know, she's practically a fucking raid boss just by herself. She's very strong. I like her a lot. I definitely think that she is a very strong character. She does a lot of what she's designed to do very well. She definitely stacking those eternal bleeding. Stacking those eternal bleedings a bunch, and then going into basically you hit painful rack, pure blood's punishment to get retribution dominance, which doesn't go away, and then you can go back and forth between suffocating hatred, painful rack, and you can go back and forth. If you build her to get more burst faster, you can totally do level 2 suffocating hatred and then use pure blood's punishment instead, because it does increase the damage dealt by detonation by 100%, so you're doubling your detonation damage. So instead of 157 like I just hit, I could have hit, what would it be, 314,000 instead, and hit pure blood's punishment. That's entirely an option as well. You have a lot of different options with her. Again, I'm building more of mine of an effectiveness set rather than a speedy set. You can, of course, run a speedy set. I don't have a speedy set built for her, but if you do run a speedy set, it can work out a little bit better in some scenarios. But most scenarios, I think effectiveness is better. Combination Simulator definitely helps getting that increased accuracy and effectiveness. It ensures that you're hitting that debuff as soon as possible. And then Meteor Mashers is nice because it increases that evasion, but again, I'm planning on replacing that later for a different weapon. So with that, I hope you guys found this enjoyable. Hope it was a little bit entertaining, and I hope you learned something from it. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.